Doug Jones here from BDO, Canada's debt help professional since 1958. For this week's video blog, let's talk about student loans and the financial problems they are causing for many people. The Canadian Federation of Students estimated in September of 2012 that the average student debt in the country is $27,000, with most students needing 10 years to pay it off. Around the same time, the Canadian government published statistics that suggested the total cost for a 4-year undergraduate post-secondary education was $14,500 a year, or almost $60,000 for the 4 years. Other sources have put this price tag as high as $80,000. The real worry about these high student debt loads is that they are only one 4-year undergraduate program. Most students need to take additional education after their 4-year program to increase their employment chances. Moreover, many meet a life partner with similar debt amounts, so the young couple can often find themselves with over $100,000 in debts they need to pay off just as they're starting out. As a result of these shocking debt loads and the challenges of finding employment after graduation, our offices are seeing a significant rise in the number of recent graduates in need of debt help. Often scared, many think bankruptcy is their only option to solve student loan debt problems. In reality, they have 3 general options to deal with student loan debts if they're struggling to pay them off. The first is the Repayment Assistance Plan offered by the Canadian government. While this program doesn't reduce your debt, it assesses your income and family sides and helps find a more manageable monthly payment, in some cases a deferral of payments until your income increases. Some provincial government programs also exist to offer interest relief, a revision of loan terms, and other initiatives to help you repay your loan. Your next option is to have a trustee examine your situation and see if a consumer proposal could help you. This is a legal debt relief strategy that allows you to prevent bankruptcy, keep all your belongings, and pay back less than what you owe on your various debts. Now, the time since you have been in school will determine if you can use a consumer proposal, and if so, how it would apply to your student loans. If you have been out of school for 7 years, then you can use a consumer proposal to negotiate a repayment of less than what you owe on your student loans, as well as your credit cards and other debt. If you have not been out of school for 7 years, you cannot use a consumer proposal to settle your student loan debt completely. You can file a consumer proposal during this time to settle your other debts on things like credit cards and lines of credit. This would make it easier to manage your student loan payments. A trustee can explain how a consumer proposal would work in your individual circumstances and what your monthly payments would be reduced to. Your last option with any debt problem situation, including student loans, is filing a personal bankruptcy. However, unlike other types of debt, like credit cards or lines of credit, student loans cannot be discharged with a bankruptcy unless you have been out of school for 7 years. This means you do have to repay the loans. If you have been out of school for 7 years, a bankruptcy will remove your obligation to repay your student loans, along with other forms of debt. This should only be considered after other solutions, like consumer proposals, have been investigated to see if they would work for you. If you have not been out of school for 7 years, you may need to look at a consumer proposal or repayment assistance plan to find a way to reduce your other debts or make your monthly student loan payments less. Our BDO team will sit down with you and explain how every option would work in your individual situation in a free, no-obligation assessment. Take action today and get your student loan debt solved so you can control your future.